Hi folks, Kevin McCormick here with the newest edition of the McCormick View. We appreciate you tuning in. Please make sure you reach out to us, contact us, let us know what you think of the show and everything that we talk about here at the McCormick View. Now folks, we've come a long way in this country. Now arguably we've got a long way to go, but I'm telling you, as an African American, I can eat where I want, I can live where I can afford to live. And if I played golf, I could play golf on just about any golf course in the country that would allow me to hit a ball into the woods or into the water. So how does Augusta National Golf Club, where they play the Masters, remain able to enforce a long-standing policy of exclusion against women being members of their organization? Now, I don't really understand it, but because they're a private organization, they're allowed to keep this policy in place without any kind of legal repercussions. But public opinion, and in some cases the law, forced this same organization to change their rules to drop restrictions of people who were non-white up until just a few years ago. So why doesn't this policy extend to women? Now, the good old boys at Augusta, they've had skirmishes over the years with different women's rights groups trying to force them to change that policy. And they've stood up to these groups and they've won these battles up to now. Okay? They've been able to win these battles. They've survived every one of them. But here comes Big Blue, IBM. IBM has been a sponsor of the Masters for several years. Several years. But because all of the CEOs have been male, it's not been a problem. No harm, no foul, basically. Well, let's welcome Ms. Virginia Jenny Rometty to the party, because Ms. Rometty is the new CEO of IBM. She was appointed by her predecessor, Sam Palmisano, and Sam has been quoted as saying that he didn't promote Jenny to her position because of some social science experiment. He promoted her to her position as CEO because she deserved it. She worked her butt off, and she's a smart lady, and that's why he did it. So now Jenny Rometty is the new CEO of IBM. So rock on, Sam. Rock on. All right? So there's no way that Augusta could or should refuse Rometty entrance into their gilded club. Okay? But as of this date, as of this year's Masters tournament, they have not publicly admitted her as a member to the organization. Now, IBM is ranked as the 18th largest company as listed by Fortune magazine in their Fortune 500. So as a CEO of a company that size and a major sponsor to this event, the Masters, she is due every privilege that any other CEO who's a part of this event would be getting. And yet publicly, she's not a member or not allowed to be a member of the organization. She should be afforded every privilege that any other CEO gets, period. Now, Augusta can stick to its guns and they can refuse to admit her. And as a private club, that's their right to do. So really, the ball is in IBM's court. They could accept this snub and just continue to kind of go along to get along, which I think would be a wrong move for them. Or they can hit the good old boys at Augusta where it really hurts and take their major sponsorship dollars and use that money in a different direction and not sponsor this tournament any further as long as that policy remains in place. And I truly believe that if IBM made a statement in that way, using the leverage of their name recognition and the money that they put behind this event, that other corporate sponsors would follow. And the boys at Augusta would be looking at much smaller money stacks in their vault than they have in previous years. And it might force those guys to look at themselves in the mirror and recognize that they really don't like what they see because of this policy. Now, it's going to be hard to read this because IBM is in radio silence right now. They're not saying anything publicly. Everything is a no comment. The boys at Augusta are not saying anything publicly. I think they're nervous. You can hear them swallowing all the way from Augusta. okay? But IBM is in radio silence, and you can bet your bottom dollar that there are some serious negotiations going on behind the scenes between IBM folks and Augusta folks about this issue and how it's going to get resolved. To me, there's only one resolution. Open the doors, open your arms, welcome Jenny Rometty to the club, and be proud that you did it. IBM should be not IBM, excuse me, the Masters organization, Augusta, they should be ahead of this issue. They should have welcomed her with open arms as soon as she was appointed as CEO. They should have been coming out saying, we welcome her as our newest member to the Augusta National Golf Club. They could have been ahead of this issue, looked like heroes, and everything would have been 3 times better for them at this year's Masters event. Instead, it appears that they've sat on their hands, tried to stick to their guns, enforce the policy because it's tradition, it's the way it's always been done. And now they are in the middle of a public relations quagmire as far as I'm concerned. Folks, the McCormick view is this. Don't create or embrace any kind of communication restrictions that's going to alienate a large audience or potential audience of people. Don't blindly follow some tradition or standard just because that's the way that it's always been done. Your communication and content should be open to as many people as want to try and sample that content and that communication. And you really need to embrace that openness, because that's the way our communication world works today, is openness. And these folks at Augusta are embracing a closed model of communication that really does not apply in today's world. And I hope that IBM takes their money and walks away from Augusta in a very dignified sort of way and forces these guys to look at what's really important. Maintaining tradition of exclusion, or welcoming a change in society with open arms and embracing that change and becoming an advocate for change. That's what they should be trying to do. Look, folks, the color green, which is the color of the Masters event and Augusta National's specific colors, the color green, it takes 2 colors to make the color green. It takes yellow and it takes blue. So let's hope that IBM takes their blue and walks away from Augusta and exposes the organization to be the yellow, cowardly men that we know them to be. That's the McCormick view, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. Hey, we love to hear your comments. Any comments that you have, please go over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/The McCormick View. Leave your comments there. We love to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Let us know what you think of this commentary and any kind of content that we put out at the McCormick View. We want to hear from you. Please go to our website at alchemediacreative.com. Sign up for our email newsletter. We'd love to keep in touch with you that way as well. Folks, I'm Kevin McCormick. I'm the host of the McCormick View. Thank you for tuning in. We look forward to talking to you next time. And if nothing else, folks, please go out and make the world a better place. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.